Hi, I'm Christopher Warnock of Renaissance Astrology, and today I'd like to talk about taking a Renaissance Astrology course. I really think that taking a course is the most efficient and the easiest way to learn traditional astrology. If you're serious about learning traditional astrology, if you're thinking about perhaps professionally being an astrologer or even just wanting to make accurate predictions, then a teacher is really invaluable. It's really great to have all the information that you need laid out for you systematically and step by step. That makes it easy to learn. And in addition, what's really helpful and most useful, I think, is having somebody who not only has the theoretical knowledge, but the practical experience at applying that, who, if you have problems, can help you through it. So I think a teacher is really invaluable. I had a teacher myself when I started out in astrology, and I don't think I could have made it without them. So I really think it makes a lot of sense to have a teacher, and that's why I'm excited to offer courses here at Renaissance Astrology and pass on the information and knowledge that I've learned myself. So each of the courses has its own separate web page, and if you go to the top of the Renaissance Astrology website, you can see a link for courses that takes you to the main course page, and then that links to all the individual course pages. So take a look at those pages. It gives information about the curriculum, about each course, the pricing, and then you can register on those pages. If you have any questions after reading the web pages, though, feel free to contact me. And again, at the top of the web page is a contact link, and you can ask me questions that if you don't find the answer on the web page. So, what courses are available? We have a whole wide range of courses at Renaissance Astrology, and sometimes people get a little confused. And the main division there is between mini courses and full courses. So, a mini course has a small, discrete area of information that you can put to use immediately. It's a way to get a good introduction to traditional astrology and to get your feet wet in the subject. And so probably the most popular mini course and the one I'd recommend starting with if you're interested in astrological magic is a planetary magic mini course that looks at the planets and planetary hours and how to make their talismans. We also have a mansions mini course that looks at the mansions of the moon and explains how to make the talismans of the mansions and how to time them. We also have a decaan face mini course that looks at the 36 decans and then again how to make their talismans. Now all three of these courses, the Planetary Magic Mansions course and Decaan Face course, are included in the Astrological Magic full course. If you take that full course, you'll get all the information in these mini courses. We also have some additional specialized mini courses. We have a Green Magic mini course, which includes a copy of the Green Magic Picatrix and then teaches how to use to do natural magic or green magic. We also have an Astrology for Root Workers course, and that teaches how to use astrology in hoodoo and root work. And finally, we have a Geomancy mini course. It teaches the ancient art of geomancy. It's a type of divination that's heavily astrological, so that's a very popular mini course as well. So if you think you want an introduction, you're not sure whether you want to work in this area, mini courses are great. If you're ready to dive right in, though, and learn the full range of astrological magic or horary or the other types of traditional astrology, then you want to take a full course. Again, one of our specialties here at Renaissance Astrology is astrological magic, and so we have the definitive astrological magic full course. This is the only place in the world that you can study authentic astrological magic and learn how to master its many intricacies. We also have a horary astrology course that teaches horary astrology, which is a very accurate and precise way of doing a reading by looking at the chart of a question. We have an electional astrology course, which teaches how to pick auspicious times to take action, and then also a natal astrology course, which uses traditional astrology to look at birth charts. So all the full courses are a great way to master the area. And if you were to take for example, one of the mini courses in astrological magic, you get $25 off the full astrological magic course. Again, if you take a full course and then do a different one, for example, if you start with horary and then later decided you want to take natal, you get $50 off the natal course. Now, the biggest discounts come from taking or rather registering for more than one course at once. So, for example, if you were to register for all 4 full courses at the same time, you get a substantial discount. And you can get details about those discounts on the course main page. There's a special multi-course discount page. Or again, if you have questions, you can email me about taking multiple courses. Now, it is possible to pay in installments or on layaway, but the course materials don't ship until full payment for the course is received. We did also have a few problems early on with people copying and even pirating the course material. So the policy, to be fair and consistent to everyone, is that there are no refunds, exchanges, or returns on courses. So people often ask me, well, which course should I start with? Is there one that's appropriate to begin with? Now, each of the courses starts off in the first 5 or 6 lessons teaching the basics of traditional astrology. And so you can basically start with any of the courses you'd like. Whatever interests you, whatever excites you, you can start with that course. In addition, people ask me, well, do I need to know astrology or need to know magic before I take a course? Not at all. Each of the courses starts right from the beginning. It's very systematic and step-by-step, and so you don't need to have any previous experience in astrology or magic. All courses teach at Renaissance Astrology teach traditional astrology. That's the astrology that was practiced in Europe between 1200 and 1700. We try to stick pretty strictly to the tradition, and so that you get the pure stream and the pure knowledge from that tradition. So the classes, both the mini courses and full courses, are taught by correspondence. When you register for the course, you'll get a course CD, and that includes both lessons and PDFs, and it also includes software. So if you're using a Windows PC, then you have no problem running the software. Mac does not run the software. However, you can read the lessons, you can read the PDFs, and there's no problem taking the course. The software is helpful, but it's not necessary for the course. So if you have a Mac with Windows emulation, again, it's no problem. It'll run the software. But don't be deterred from the course because you have a Mac and you're thinking, okay, I can't use the software, so I can't take the course. That's just not true. It's really not a problem. It's just sort of helpful to have the software, but it will not stop you from taking the course and benefiting from the course lessons. So each of the CDs has the lessons, and as I said, the PDFs, and then books. So you'll read the lessons and do the readings, and then for the full courses and many of the mini courses, you will submit homework. So you want to work through each of the lessons in turn, and if you have any questions about the current lesson, you can contact me, and I'm available as a teacher to answer those questions. And so that's a very important part of the course. If you run into difficulties, if you don't understand something, I'm available for the questions as long as they're on the current lesson. So if you're in lesson 2, you wouldn't be able to ask questions about lesson 4 because you haven't worked through that material yet. It just makes sense to work through each lesson in turn. That's the most efficient way to do it. There are no grades and no tests. When I correct the homework, I just want to make sure that you've mastered the material before going on to the next lesson. And also, a key point is that there are no deadlines. You can take as much time as you want to get through each lesson, as much time as you want to get through the entire course. If you have things come up, we all have lives, you can definitely take your time and go at the pace that you'd like. Now, what I'll typically do is wait and collect all the homework that I have and correct it on one day. All the homework that I've from all the different students at different courses. Typically that'll be about every 3 weeks. So that means that you can't just zip through the course. You need to wait to get a lesson back before you submit the next one. And the reason I do that is because I want to make sure that this material sinks in. I want to make sure that the students are really mastering the area and really learning this material and able to use it in a practical way and not just going through it 100 miles an hour through the course. So the course graduates will be able to make accurate predictions if they take an astrology course, and will be fully cognizant of all the necessary information and techniques needed to be a Renaissance astrologer in their area. Astrological magic course graduates will be able to make and create and consecrate the full range of astrological talismans in traditional astrology. So in addition, when you graduate, you get a course certificate. But I think more importantly, by graduating and being a student of Renaissance astrology, you become part of the Hermetic golden chain of our tradition. The Hermetic arts of astrology, alchemy, and magic have been passed down since ancient times. We've revived them now in the modern era, and I'm really privileged to be able to learn this material, and even more privileged to be a teacher. So I look forward to having you as a student of Renaissance astrology.